Like, if I'm happy, why is this so offensive to people?
They just want to yuck in your yum, babe.
Yeah, they're trying to pee in my cereal. Look at that.
How dare they?
And like, if you want to go off and have a career and you can afford daycare and you can do all the things that you want and your kids are very happy and you give them enough attention and you're very happy, I don't care. Like, go off with your bad self. But just because women, especially when we choose to raise families, and even to the detriment of that nice, cushy, like 2-income family, we made a very conscientious choice to be a 1-income family.
Yeah, and it was tough. It was tough for a number of years, and I had to work a lot of extra stuff for us to go ahead and get by and to get ahead.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't me putting in all the hours that I put in for those 10 years straight, we would be nowhere near in the position that we're in now to benefit from.
It was a very conscientious choice. There was sacrifice and
just effort.
Effort, yeah. It was hard, especially when we had an infant and a toddler. I actually spent a whole year where I was very sick. But we kept on and thankfully had a wonderful village behind us to support us in that. And that was a great blessing. But it was a choice, and a choice that we committed to. Yeah. Just like a marriage, you committed to it, and it's hard. But if you act in accordance with your priorities and stick with it.
And it turns out that the best things in life aren't easy.
They are not.
Usually it takes a great deal of work and effort and sacrifice and planning and action to get the best things out of life. And some people are not willing to pay the cost.
Yeah, I mean, especially how many times have we seen, even either like overtly, I've heard it, where they look at where we are right now and they go, oh, it must be nice. I'm like, no, it wasn't nice.
You haven't seen the 15 years that went into it.
The road to get here was not nice. Trust me.
There were bumps, there were bruises, there was all kinds of craziness for it to happen. But because of the effort that we put in and the choices that we made and the convictions that we hold to, that's how we benefit for the long term. Mm-hmm. It's because we put in the work. Speaking of not wanting to put in the work, the next red flag is hissy fits. If you're going to enforce a boundary based on one of your convictions and she throws a hissy fit, there's something there. There absolutely is something there that you need to go ahead and take a look at. If it is a reasonable position to have and to hold for a standard and she just goes crazy, there may be something to look into.
Essentially, if you are going to have somebody tell you a boundary or a standard that they want to adhere to, you're supposed to ostensibly love and be committed to and want to forge through life together with. That's essentially you're a toddler. You're not a grown adult. You are a toddler trying to, throw a fit and hold your breath until they give you what you want. And that's not okay. And it's so interesting how much of a pass women get with this. Rather than, if a man does it, oh, well, you're a man baby.
Well, villainized for going ahead and setting the standard in the first place.
Yeah, but then, if a woman does it, oh, you're just being controlling. It's like, I'm listening to her caterwaul.
But she's just not making any sense.
It's like, say the weird thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's female terrorism.
Yeah, it is a form of terrorism. Yeah.
It is a form of terrorism.
So one thing to go ahead and look at is it may not just be an obvious hissy fit right when things happen. It can look at like different things. It could look like passive aggression.
Silent treatment.
It could look like underhanded posts. It could look like gossip, vague booking, where you're just
nagging.
Nagging. These are all different ways of expressing displeasure with the establishment or the holding to a boundary.
Oh, that is the worst one. Withholding sex.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. It's like, look, man, if he goes ahead and sets a standard and you're not about it and you want to go ahead and withhold sex because of it, it's your choice. But understand that your choice has consequences.
And especially if you are already married, committed to somebody, you are a married person and you withhold for a petty purpose. I'm sorry, no.
Well, all you're doing is doing damage. You're doing damage for effect. You want to go ahead and hurt him to the point where he capitulates. And generally speaking, it is the best move for the man not to capitulate and to go ahead and deal with not having sex and to go ahead and be straightforward and enforcing the boundaries still. Because otherwise, if you go ahead and give in, she will lose respect. If she hasn't already lost respect, which is why she's withholding in the first place. Because generally speaking, women that respect their men want to sleep with their men. Generally, there's an innate drive to have relations. Yeah.
Definitely. And it's interesting because even if you have like these things where it's like, I have a headache, or like, I'm just so tired. It's like, even if you're not, there's no issue and stuff, and you just don't want to, offer a reasonable alternative. Somehow, get creative, negotiate. Make sure that it's something that you're both okay with.
Sure. Where things are reasonable. Because there's all kinds of craziness that people can invent and say, oh, well, this wonky hypothetical situation, the dude's acting like a terrorist and a horrible patriarch. We should go ahead and bring down the house on him.
See, that is not a reason. That's just being petty. That's female terrorism.
Sure.
I love that.
That's a pretty decent. We'll see how that floats with the algorithm and see if we get hurt for using that word, but we'll see. I think that's a pretty decent way to describe it. Now, another red flag is if she encourages you to nut inside without a condom before you guys are in a committed relationship. Wow. That's a red flag. This goes along with the whole baby rabies thing. Flush your own condoms, guys. Like, seriously, if you were going to go ahead and
bring your own.
Bring your own.
Or buy them together. There you go.
Oh, my gosh. So this reminds me of this movie that I saw where this guy, the offensive lineman for a quarterback, goes ahead and like harasses this woman that's trying to sleep with the quarterback and says, where's the condom that you want to put on my guy's Johnson? And then so she goes ahead and pulls it out and he's like,
was there little pinholes?
Oh, there were so many pinholes. Go ahead and pours the beer in the condom and bam, it's leaking all over the place. Supply your own condoms, my guys. Do not get caught up in some crazy baby trap because she was pretty and she batted her eyes at you and she went ahead and showed you some cleavage. Think with the right head. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Well, there's also like, I think it was The Good Wife or something where she's like a lawyer. And seriously, there was this dude who had a DSM diagnosis where he had an obsession with like procreation. Not even like just doing it, but like actually getting women knocked up. And he poked the holes in the thing. So everybody is in a common space before activities is free to inspect the condoms.
That'd be funny. The ritual inspection of the condoms.
It's like a coin toss match.
That's pretty funny.
So this is our dynamic. This is just a little taste of our dynamic where something gets said and then we just kind of snowball it into this
chaotic energy. All right. So back to order from chaos. All right. So the last red flag we'll go over for today is drama queens. If she cannot live life without some form of drama,
there's always something happening. More issues than Vogue.
Yeah, if there's more issues than Vogue, you probably want to stay away. And if you don't, understand that you may be the source of drama when she tells the story to her friends or to whoever else she tells the story to.
Yeah. It's like if she's like on the phone with her friends, like in the common space, and you just cannot help but hear stuff, like listen to it and see what's up. Like she's like there. I'm not saying like sneak up and like check her DMs or eavesdrop or whatever, especially if you're not in a committed
relationship. Don't do any of that nonsense.
But like honestly, if there's just stuff out there where she's just constantly talking about this and that and the other thing that's happening in her life, it's like, when does it end?
Yeah.
Because not only, reality TV shows that I do watch them because I'm, I guess, what was it in Pride and Prejudice? A connoisseur of human folly. There you go.
Yeah.
I was a psych major in college. And so I just love to sit there and watch all these trashy reality TV shows of these women, like who's mad at who and who's fighting with who and who's manslipping whom. And it's just like, this is just so interesting. But if that is your life and you almost sometimes, especially if that is a constant with a person, there is a good chance that they constantly seek after that. They just attract it naturally because they have just this, They say that, oh, I just want some peace in my life, but then there's always something going on. It's like,
All the chaos.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. If you'd like to see more from this podcast, you can go ahead and click here, where the podcast episode is linked in its entirety. If you're new here, you might want to consider subscribing right here. Thanks so much. Make it a great day.